Good evening. This is K4PW. Is it frequency in use? I know it's not because I've been hanging out here for a while. Well, for at least 30 minutes. If there's any emergency traffic, just call 911. That would be your first bet. If you can't do that, tell us and we'll do it for you. Just tell us you have an emergency and you can break in at any time. Where was it? That's about it for that. For information, this we ain't scared of no lightning, thunder, and rain. This is what this net is, because man, we did thunder and lightning earlier this evening. For information on this net, you can go to YouTube and see. That's put in my call K4PW. You can watch the screen of my radio, and you can see me if you can tape over it if you want to. But you can you can hear stations you might not otherwise hear, and that's a good thing. You can figure out who you can hear and who you can't hear. You can also go to one. No, it's not up right. I've got that site down, the Simplex site, so you can't go there. You can look up Simplex somewhere else for a moment. You can also groups.io sign up for your get on our email list for reminding about ham radio stuff in this Middle Tennessee. You can also you can also ask technical questions and sell equipment if you so desire. You can also and that group site, I'm sorry, it's MJSS, Mike, Juliet, Sierra, Sarah in the search box. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We did in the last couple of weeks, the last three nets actually, because I was unavailable and Michael was in rehab. So she should be getting out by Friday, I think. I hope. Anyway, every Sunday and Wednesday. And of course, we start on 146.415. That's .415 FM Simplex. Tonight we're going to 446.415, in spite of what it says on the front page of the site. I accidentally left the wrong number in. We're going to 70 centimeters after 2 meters. 446.415. And then we're going to 28.415, and then we're going to 223.415. Real hard to remember these nets, isn't it? Announcements? I don't have any. Is there anybody have any announcements tonight? Well, that was a rousing answer. My big announcement was I was in Florida for Saturday through this morning. In Florida, man, is it a hellhole of traffic. Ooh, it makes Nashville look like Mayberry. I'm not joking. It's horrible. It took me just a half hour to go like 10 miles to get to the airport this morning. That wasn't walking. That was driving. It's just busy. Any other announcements? All right, I'll consider that a no. Do we have any people short on time, mobile, or first-time chickens? Apparently we don't have any of those, so we're starting from the west. Please come now.
KG4 LV.
Beginning to think we were alone out here.
I couldn't leave you hanging. I couldn't find my mic.
Oh boy! No, I was afraid I didn't have my equipment hooked up right, but I didn't change anything. All I did was turn it off, or before I left, and now it's back on, and I didn't do anything. Just thought it blew up or something. So you doing all right, Jack?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hope you had a good trip.
Yeah, it was all right. I had some disappointments, but it was all good. The trip to my where I spent 37 years is not a pleasant one. I have two ex-wives there, so no matter where I go, I get reminders about that, and I get reminders about the doctors I had and the school I went to, or schools. I guess everything is, just, I don't know. It's like this is your life,
So you're glad to be back, in other words.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't wait, really. I mean, it's not such a horrible place. I mean, it's got some really pretty stuff to it, the tropical stuff, and that's real pretty, if you like mosquitoes. But we got mosquitoes here. No, I'm just saying, it's a nice place. It is a nice place, but I wouldn't, after I was there now, I had not been in that kind of situation since I left here in 2009, and now here we are. I would compare the traffic and the problems there to and transients walking around, the bums walking around, people sleeping on the street. It's like San Francisco or Manhattan.
Wow. Well, we're glad to have you back, and no news. You didn't miss anything. Just like you said, Michael's getting out Friday.
Yeah. Did you post bond?
Yeah, I did.
Very good. That was Jack, KG4ILV, and he is in Davidson County. Who else is west? I think everybody unplugged their radios. Who's south? Oh, wow. I had trouble hearing that. Say that again, please. Oh, I haven't heard from you in a while. Kilo November for Zulu Papa Foxtrot. What's the first name there? Yes, what was the first name again? I got a lot of buzzing on the signal here. Oh, now I got it. That was better. Came in fairly clear that time. Yeah, I remember you. It's been a while. The reason I remember the Radnor Lake thing. Yeah, we're going to have to upgrade that HT one of these days. No, HTs are good. I'm glad you can get to me, though. I mean, Radnor Lake isn't just across the street, you know?
Well, that's right, it's not, but I like it pretty well, so internet, heard the other day when they use this now, but internet for others out there.
Yeah, very good, Will. I appreciate you checking in. It's nice to have you in there. It's always nice to have old friends back on the air. That's Kilo November 4, Zulu Papa Foxtrot. He's on an HT over in Radnor Lake. Who else is west or south? Over to the east. And that concludes tonight's programming.
Hey, Paul, Rick just texted me and asked me to check him out by relay. He said, you're just pure static.
Well, he's a bucket of crap himself, you know that? Okay, very good. I got him as a relay there. It's KN4TJF, even if it isn't an air. Well, it's kind of a radio frequency relay. It goes over texting, goes over radio frequency. That was Rick. He was texting in. We normally wouldn't permit that in Simplex, but he's a good man. Who else is east? Very good. I got you in there. You're sounding a little better. I got a lot of noise in there, but I got you in there, Larry. Everything going all right? I didn't catch that last part, but I'm going to let it go. That was Larry. Kilo, Echo 4, Sierra, Yankee, Victor. I assume he said go ahead. Who else is south or east? Up to the north.
WV0NOO.
Hey, Mark, I took my radios, handhelds with me, and the traffic up there is like zero down there in Florida, excuse me. Almost zero. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I usually have one on when I travel, but I don't hear much either. Occasionally when the interstate is stopped, you'll hear something on 5.2, somebody saying, any news on what's going on down there?
Yeah, no, there's several big repeaters down there, but they were all quiet. And the only one that was active was the big Tampa Amateur Radio Club's got a big repeater, and they're part of the, EOC for the county or city or whatever. And I heard a little bit of traffic there, just people, just goofing around. It wasn't anything special. They did have a net. What's today? Wednesday. It was either Monday or Tuesday night. They have a net, but I didn't stick around for that. It's just amazing to me that you can have a population that big in that metropolitan area, of which between the two counties, Hillsborough County is Tampa, and a bunch of agricultural land too, and Pinellas County is St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Largo, that kind of stuff. 95 repeaters between those two counties.
Yeah, they're almost relics of the past, I think. But, you can't say too much. It was pretty quiet here last Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I understand. But what I'm saying, with that many people in that metropolitan area, I forget what it is. It's at least 3 million people in Tampa, St. Petersburg, those 4 or 5 counties right in there. It's like 3 or 4 million people. And you don't hear anybody on the air. I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah. few years ago, I drove from the Panhandle all the way around to Naples, and with a stop in Tampa and another couple of stops. But I didn't hear anything either. Not anything for the entire trip.
Yeah, I think I told you guys I drove from here up to middle of Long Island. Nothing, not one thing on 5.2. Now, there was a repeater in the evening. It was really busy, and I hope my wife, she's recorded. This is a few years ago. I forgot to get it from her. She recorded some of that, and it sounded like a bunch of New Yorkers on a repeater ragging on each other.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it is. You know, there's just too much competition for ways to talk to people and ways to ignore people. So, anyway, carry on. I'll listen. WP0NOO.
Well, we need to give everybody here who routinely gets on the air or even listens on the air. If I don't hear from him, I don't know who's listening. I think it's a testimony to the fact that people like a hobby, and the people will get on the air when there's a regularly scheduled net, and we're doing it. You know, we're on the air Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And other times I hear people on there, and I don't jump in, but there's other people who use it's become the default frequency for Simplex, other than 5.2 or whatever else somebody wants to get on. But to me, that's what people would need to be doing. Is what I started as just a selfish way to find new people in Mount Juliet. Anyway, that was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. He is up by the beach, as he says, in Northwest Wilson on the Cumberland. Who else is north?
Katie Fort Joanne.
Hey, how you doing, Danny? Man, I almost forgot everybody's names, man. You take me away for 40 days. I can't remember anybody.
I pretty much heard everybody you've talked to so far.
Oh, excellent. What did you say your base elevation is where your house is?
About 610, 620, something like that.
Oh, that's not that fantastic. I think you can get some bouncing off the lake.
Yeah. I was listening to that guy down there at Radnor. I could hear him perfectly fine.
Oh, it must be a better path. That's cool, because he would be southeast of you. Is that correct?
Southwest.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the degrees, not the... That's funny how I thought I should know better than that. Yeah, that's right. It is southwest. Yeah, he is also southwest of me, but a little more acute, than you are. Yours is a little less of an angle.
Right. Yeah. And Larry said you got by him before he knew it.
Oh yeah. I know, that's all right. I appreciate him being there all the way in from Rockville. He's in a rough spot down there. Anything good for the net, Danny, while I was gone? You didn't blow nothing up, did you?
No, I built the deck. I got to put the railing on it still, but I got the deck part built. No, I didn't I didn't let the smoke out.
Is it you having a pre-made metal railing, or is it using a wooden rail?
I reckon I'm going to build a wooden railing. Actually, the deck doesn't really need it. It's less than 30 inches off the ground, but being with grandkids and my father, it'd probably need one.
Yeah, because then you know what? Who'd you say it was, your father-in-law?
My father.
Oh, he'd sue you if you got injured. You know that.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a wise idea. Or you can just put a whole series of trampolines down there. That makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, hey, did I tell you I got the? No, I don't remember the radio. It's it's called the GM something Pro, that Radiodity one. It's made by Bofang.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know you got your replacement yet.
Oh, I did get a replacement. I just don't have it on. I don't have it programmed or up yet. But I also had, while I was gone, it came in. And what was odd was they shipped in what I ordered, which was that it's the one that'll. I forgot that it would even do it. I was looking at the specs, and you can program it in Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, and it wasn't that much money either. And what was odd was when I got it and I opened the package, there was 2 in there. I said, I don't remember ordering 2, but maybe I did. It's a wholly different radio. It's the dust proof. dust-resistant and water-resistant radio they put in with it. I don't know why.
Oh, wow. Well, give you an upgrade.
I guess. I don't know. It's just another Bofang, though. I mean, it does the same thing, the one I've had for 10 years. You know, whichever one I have. I got that 8-watt one. But, you know, it's just another Bofang, and it's got the... no, it doesn't have... See, that GMRS one has... what do you call it? 5-volt programming, you know, with the USB-C. And the Bofang... I don't know if... That waterproof... Oh, not waterproof, but water-resistant Bofang. It's a regular... You got to put it in the charger.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good deal.
Yeah, it's all good. You can't have too many radios, can you?
No, never.
All right, very good. And I didn't hear anything. I had my Bofang. I had programmed for all the frequencies down there. I didn't hear a peep the whole time I was there. Of course, I didn't have it on constantly, but I didn't hear anything.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
What a bunch of bums. Anyway, anything else on that, Danny?
No, I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, if there's anybody there, we'll see. That was Danny, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November, and he's in station camp. Who else is north?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Hey, Greg. Drug all that stuff down there and didn't hear a peep.
So what, did you get a new radio other than the DB40?
Yeah, that was, I think I told you, I got that. I think I did. It's that, you can Bluetooth program it. It's I think it's $39. I mean, it's not like it's a lot of money. And it has the airband, and it's got, you know, GMRS. It's GMRS, airband, NOAA, and FM radio.
What you talking about, Baofeng, or what you get?
It's a Radio Oddities model.
Okay, remember the model number?
I think it's GM03. I have to look.
Cool.
Yeah, take a look. I forgot that it was, because it was the Pro. It says GM03 Pro. Of course, I had to get the Pro and then not know how to use it.
FCC legal?
Well, that's right. It's FCC, right. He didn't happen to see the thumbnail I put up today, did you?
No, but is it FCC legal?
What, the thumbnail? Probably not.
That's the thumbnail.
Yeah, anyway. So you behaving yourself while I was gone?
Not sure, nothing new.
Yeah, all right, very good. You got everything squared away now that you're up there for a few weeks?
Yeah, it's I've got particularly I've got the shop / ham shack set up pretty nice.
Yeah, I come back here and it looks like it's like my wife said, it looks like the tornado moved through here, and I really, now that I come back after 4 days and I look at it, I go, you know, I really need to clean this place up and get a little better, or I have to actually scrape a spot to put the charger on so I can charge up one of the radios.
Yeah, I'm kind of OCD. I spend most of my day cleaning and sorting.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. My wife told me about a dating show she was watching on television, and she said that the one person had OCD and the other one was manic depressive, and they were going to try to get along. I thought, not going to happen.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it's scary that there's so many of them out there. Anyway, anything else, Greg?
Nah, we'll talk more on the secret frequency, 84 TV.
Yeah, very good. That's Greg, and he is in Hendersonville, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is north?
KQ4 OMI.
Hello, Daniel. You doing well in my absence?
Yeah, we were trying to hold the fort up here without you. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it just started. We're just walking the streets. I take it.
Roger. Hey, I was down there in a little bit south of Tampa, and one year I brought my marine radio there. And man, I'll tell you what, if you want to hear the traffic down there, get the marine radio out.
Yeah, well, there's two things that seem to have a lot of traffic, but it's not always exciting, and that's railroad and the marine radio.
Yeah, there was. We were out there one year, and there was an older couple that decided that they would end it all, and they drove out the end of the pier and crashed off into the current and ended up dying out there. All kinds of traffic out there trying to find those people. That was sad, but it was interesting anyway.
Well, the same reason everybody slows down for car wrecks, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to see it all. You can't miss none of that.
Yeah, I used to see that on Interstate 4 when I traveled between Orlando and Tampa, and also when I commuted between Miami and Tampa. And I always wanted to just park a car and then throw either a mannequin out in front of the car, like what's head fell off, or maybe a fake baby in a baby carrier laying on the side of the road, like face down, and watch the cars freak out.
Yeah, I was on a volunteer fire department, and we'd have an accident on the interstate, and man, I'd be yelling, "Get this cleaned up, otherwise we're going to have 17 more to go to. We need to get this traffic open."
Yeah, I got so used to it because I did a fair amount of driving in a car, but I get so annoying to just have somebody with a flat tire in 3 lanes of traffic slow down to 12 miles an hour to watch it. You go, come on, man, cut it out.
Oh yeah, they will. I mean, and then you'll get the other side slowing down to see what they're slowing down for. Pretty soon you got the whole place slowed down and nothing happened.
Well, I think I only did it once, but I was so annoyed by that. Because you can, if you've ever, anybody who's listening, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The car, you can see the accident up ahead, and the car in front of you will be slowing down, and even braking because there's cars in front of him, slowing down in just about the point where he is just a few degrees not perpendicular to the accident. He puts on the brake more, and you see him turn his head toward the accident. And that's when I laid on the horn. Shocked the crap out of him.
Yeah. We've had a couple. We were bringing up one. I mean, we were completely off the interstate. We were bringing up this one, and it was a fatality. We were bringing them up, and as we were coming up, because it was steep, man. There, people looking, and all of a sudden, one lady threw up into her window there. And I was like, yeah, that's what you get for looking.
Oh, was that bad? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Well, some people are, I'll just say, hypersensitive to bad things.
Yeah. And I tell you what, that was one thing about that, boy. You see some bad things, that's for sure, especially on the interstate.
Yeah, I can't say I've witnessed a lot of that, just a very little, but I can imagine what it's like. And I have a fairly strong stomach for things like that, but I don't think I can handle kids and stuff.
Yeah. No, you tell people just keep moving. I mean, come on, it's an accident. There'll be another one in a couple of hours. You can see that one.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I ought to give them tickets for going too slow.
They're supposed to, but they won't.
No, not at all. Anything else for the net while I was gone, Daniel?
No. I think between the few of us left, I think we held it up without you.
Yeah, very good. No, it's I expect you to. I mean, I get gratified because when I'm not on the air, like this afternoon, I was just sitting there with a handheld and I hear 2 people talking on this frequency.
Yeah, I haven't, got on this frequency too much because I'm up here. But that 223 frequency, I mean, just for my handheld, I can hear everybody on that, and I can't hear everybody on this.
Isn't that funny? It is odd. There must be something unique about that 220 for some areas.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed with it. And it's just a little Bofang, I have it hooked up to a coat hanger antenna, and it's like, what the heck?
Well, you better patent that coat hanger antenna.
I think it's the way it's bent, because it's not even really straight.
It leans into the signals.
Yeah, it just leaves. Yeah, I gotta put it your way. I kind of got the 45s for the ground plane, and then the other end kind of leans towards you. Maybe that's what does it.
I don't know. That's pretty good, though. It really is. No, it's experimenting. Really is fun. It really is funny how you do that, and I've done some of the same, and it's like weird. Well, I didn't do anything special, but it worked fine.
Yeah, I think the next one I'm going to try to make I got some old aluminum piping. I'm going to try to make a collinear out of it, and on the 223, see how that works.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see. Yeah, get a picture of it, or drag. You don't have to drag it in. Well, very good. Anything else, Dan?
No, appreciate you in that. KQ40 mine.
All righty. Hope to see you Saturday. That was Daniel in Hendersonville, Kilo, Quebec, for Oscar, Mike, India. Who else is north?
KD4 VW.
Hello, Mr. Carlin. What's going on?
Boy, I just come in from being outside out there, a little breezy and kind of cool. It ain't bad, really.
No, it gets bad, just like it does everywhere else in the South, is when it starts to lower the temperature outside, it gets muggier inside because the air conditioner's not running.
I've noticed that every once in a while, but not that much. I'm glad it ain't running. Matter of fact, I don't think it's going to kick on anymore. It was running this afternoon. It wasn't running very much during the morning time, so good thing that it'll kick off. Of course, if it gets down, they're saying down to 50 tonight, so I might have to flip it over to heat. I don't like waking up cold in the morning.
I'll just put an extra blanket and sheet on.
Well, I already got that, so.
Nah, 50's not bad. I know I've said it before, but my parents were cheap. And the normal house temperature was in the winter was usually in the 60s, 65.
Yeah, Daddy always kept it warm. I know we had natural gas down there when we lived down there in Inglewood, and that house was hot. So, I don't know, and this house right here, it stays pretty good and warm on the inside. I've got my thermostat set to 75 degrees for air and also for heat. So the center position's off. And if I want for cooling, I'll flip it over to the left. And when it's 75 degrees, it cuts off. And then when it gets too cold, usual thing, I'll watch the outside temperature. When the outside temperature gets down into the 50s, that's when I'll finally decide to click the heat on, because it stays rather warm in here. Like that usual thing, it's in the early morning when it starts, if you ain't got no heat on, you don't have nothing on, it'll start about sunrise, start getting cool and stuff. And I don't know, usual thing, I go to bed, I'll click it over to heat. It don't run about a minute or two, and then it's 75 degrees, and then it might not kick back on until sometime in the morning.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, actually, you don't. I don't even like to think about when the cooling or the heating's running full blast when it gets either cold or hot, because okay, there goes my money.
Yeah, this is we're getting ready to go into the best time of the year. At least that's the way the electric services think.
Yeah, it is a good time of year. It really is. It's very pleasant out this evening, too. Besides, did it rain a lot at your house? Because, man, did we get a downpour here.
No, but I went to Gallatin, and when I was coming back out of Gallatin, and I want to say, where did I pick up that rain at? About Rock Bridge. I started picking up rain. It ran into a pretty good little shower. Then I got up to Westmoreland. I went on to Westmoreland. I thought, well, I'll just go on up there to Mike's Foodland and hit the deli. I know what they got today. So I got up, and I thought, I kind of looked back over my shoulder. I was on the west side of the store, and I looked back over my shoulder and said, man, that little cloud right there is coming. Maybe I better bring my umbrella. And I got in there and got my little meal and turned around and come back on out. And sure enough, it done started raining a little bit. It wasn't much. I could load up. I bought a big 25-pound thing of cat food, too, while I was at it. So I got that loaded in the truck. And then I looked off to the east, and it was nothing but black back towards Lafayette. And I thought, dang. So, I don't know. I come on home, and I didn't hit no more rain. It seemed like most of the rain was back east of me and southeasterly. And looking at the radar, and I seen that like 6 o'clock, I could see where you all got inundated.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to quit, and I just kept coming and coming. I said, "Holy man!" It was one of those that we had. There was just a little bit of wind at some point when the front was moving in, I guess. But man, it was one of those with huge raindrops coming. I mean, just huge, and they were coming down like in a real heavy downpour. I was really surprised.
Oh yeah, they're saying it's supposed to be more of a chance of rain tomorrow. Now, I don't know if that means south of us again, because it don't look like it did anything here. And I was thinking, boy, I need some rain. I mowed the yard here, I guess that was Saturday maybe, and I was looking at it out there a while ago, and I was thinking, I don't think I need to mow it. It's is brown looking, and thought, well, you can see out there in the field lines where it's green. You can tell where the field lines are at. And I noticed my neighbor on the other side over here, their field lines, you can kind of see where they're green. And I thought, yeah, but that ain't nothing to mow about, you know. And I was just looking how brown the grass is, and it don't look like it's done anything. And when I was mowing Saturday, cause most of it kind of stirring the dust up, it seemed like. When I come in, boy, you talk about, I mean, I shuck everything off. I got a leaf blower. I take it out there and I blow the mower off and the push mower off and before I park them, and then I go ahead and lube them all up so they'll be ready to go the next time. And then I took the leaf blower and sat out there on the little wall that's on the carport out there, and I stand in front of it and blow all the dust off of me that I can. And I noticed all the clothes that I had on that I put in the wash machine, I put it on a medium wash, and it was kind of dirty looking. I put a full load of soap in there and then let it rinse everything. Everything come out clean, but I was thinking, dang, how dirty everything got out there. It was just I just wouldn't get out there and mow right now for no reason at all. But they're saying we're going to get some rain tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just looked. It says a chance of rain tomorrow and another one on Sunday, it says. So I thought it was higher for Sunday, but we'll see. Nothing's for sure in the Weather Service. Anything else for the net there, Carlin?
I guess not. I hope everybody's enjoying the net tonight, and I hope you're getting along okay. I hope Michael's doing all right, and you're going to 70 centimeters after this?
That's correct. 446, 415.
Okay, I want to make sure of that. So, all righty. So, anyway, toodaloo, and I'm going to turn it back over to net control, KD4VW.
Very good. That's Carlin in, what do you call it? Forgot already where it is. It's up in, dang. I'll get it right in a minute. He's north of me. That's where he is. Man, I can't remember the name of it.
Angeltown.
Oh, that's right, Angeltown. How could I forget Angeltown, man? That's a good name. Angeltown. Is there a Devil Town? I hope not. Anyway, who else is north? North or anywhere?
Hotel Tango.
KF4 KFQ.
Hold on one second. I got 2 or 3 in there. We got KF4, KFQ. I think I heard Hayes in there. November 4. Man, I forgot your call. November 4. What is it, Hayes?
It's November 8, November Hotel Tango.
Well, I had the N right anyway. Is there somebody else in there too? No, it must have been Hayes. Tony, you go first.
All right, well, here I am, KF4, KFQ.
Yeah, very good. You've been holding on to Ford down there?
No more than anybody else, I guess. Been fussing with an old Briggs & Stratton lawnmower engine and thought I had it fixed and filled it up with gas. It started right up, ran like a screaming chicken, and turned it off, and gas started pouring out of the thing. So now I'm going back. Tomorrow I'm going to start. If you hear a rumble in the force, that's me cursing.
Yeah, that's Briggs & Stratton is just a euphemism for swearing.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, KF4, KFQ.
Very good. That's Tony in Smyrna. KF4, KFQ. Good signal, of course. Hayes, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I just was messing around in the garden until it got dark and everything. Took off work today. I was feeling sick, but I think I'm feeling a little better.
Yeah, I had a couple of days where I visited one of my sons down there in Florida, and he's a school teacher, and he teaches remedial English.
Yeah, I bet he's got his work cut out for him, is what I was saying.
Yeah, and then my son, one of my other sons, he's a teacher too, and no, wait, I'm getting that backwards. The other son isn't a teacher. His girlfriend teaches, handles kids who are, what the heck do you call? How can I forget what that's called? That, when you're, I can't think. What is that? When you don't talk, some of them don't talk and they socially interact well. Autistic, that's what it is. She teaches language. There's a term they use too for trying to get developmental language from people like that.
Yeah, usually nowadays it's called being on the spectrum.
Yeah, no, you're right, but everybody's on the spectrum, man. I'm on the spectrum.
Yeah, probably plenty of people that do ham radio are on the spectrum.
Well, you're familiar with I know you are. You're familiar with the bell curve, right?
Roger.
Yeah, we're way out there on the left. Way out there on the left.
Yeah, that could be. It could very well be.
No, I don't know. It's, I just find it interesting. Maybe it's just more noticed now in society, but I don't remember any kids having that difficulty when I was in school. Through 13 years of school, living in my hometown. Not one. You'd think one would have that problem, but none of them. Maybe they just didn't go to school. I don't know.
Well, I think that a lot of them, they didn't. People that were more mildly autistic, people just called them spaz. Those were the kids that weren't that social and would freak out sometimes, but were academically pretty good.
Oh yeah, the one who's a teacher, his older son, who's 5, he started kindergarten this year. He says that word. He says that they're on the spectrum, but he's a sharp kid, and he knows things that most 5-year-olds don't. But at the same time, he doesn't communicate well. But he's a very well-mannered kid.
Yeah, and I think my brother's an engineer, and it's not uncommon for people that go into engineering to be a little bit like that. They're more people that are on the spectrum. A lot of times are more concerned with working with things than working with people.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Musk. There's an old joke about that. You know how you can tell an outgoing engineer when you talk to him? You know how you can tell he's outgoing?
How's that?
Well, when you're talking to him, face to face, the outgoing engineer, the not outgoing engineer just looks at his shoes. If he's outgoing, he'll look at your shoes and his shoes.
Roger.
He's just staring down, thinking the whole time, It's just funny. No, I used to deal with a lot of professional engineers, and they are different. There's no question about it. You're right. They're all in the conceptual stuff and the hard math and getting things done,
Yep, and my son says, Hayden says, Dad, I don't want to do music like you did. I think I want to be an engineer like your brother. He realized my brother makes 5 times as much as me. I said, yeah, don't even get started with the music thing. Don't even start. You'll find a point where you can't stop.
Well, that's the funny part about it is, Hayes, is that you have fun at what you do and he doesn't.
Yeah, it probably is more fun, but I went with what I had a passion for rather than what would pay the bills. But I pay for it, you know what I mean? It's like my brother also is going to be retiring soon, and he's younger than me.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's a method to that madness, and of course, no one goes into engineering if they're not well suited. They're not put this way. They're not going to be successful at engineering if they're not well suited for it emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, absolutely. If you when you're a kid, you take stuff apart and you actually put it back together correctly, you might have something there.
And no parts left over.
Exactly. That wasn't me. I hope you never have to see me try to even solder. It's kind of a mess.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, we all learn as we go, though. It's I did so many different things when I worked in the maintenance shop that I got just okay with lots of things and not particularly proficient in most.
Yeah, roger that. I tried to teach Hayden how to solder. Well, I taught him how not to solder and at least what soldering was, and the thing was much worse off when I was done with it.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. I usually end up burning it myself, But anyway, anything else with the net, Hayes?
I'd complain, but who'd listen, man? I hope we get some rain. Anyways, K4PW, this November 8, November Hotel Tango. I'll say back to net.
Yeah, we had enough rain for a couple of counties. I'm not kidding you. Here in Mount Juliet, it was actually ponding, in places it doesn't usually pond. It was really a downpour. Anyway, it's November 8, November Hotel Tango, and that's Hayes. It means I'm gonna have to mow the lawn now that it rained all that much. Who else is any place anywhere?
Kilo India 4 November, Delta November.
Did you get any rain down there, David?
Yes, sir. It come a pretty good downpour down here. It sure did.
Man, we got inundated with rain.
Well, I tell you what, it come down, but it just kind of disappears pretty quick after that. It's dry. I tried to plant a little tree a couple of days ago, or a little plant. Had to get the big pickaxe out.
Yeah, I bet. Well, no, we really did get. I would think in that short period of time, an inch is a lot of rain. I don't know if we got an inch, but it was at least a half an inch in a matter of like 30 minutes.
Yes, sir. I tell you, well, hey, more to come, I'm sure. But how's this audio sound or this radio sound this time?
Oh, you sound great. The noise isn't. I can hear noise in there. I think it's low, whatever the atmospheric stuff. But no, your audio sounds great, except for the noise. But you're not generating it.
Okay, I got my other power supply. I was working with a 7-amp power supply, which this Kenwood will only work on medium power. Otherwise, it just shuts down. So I've got a 30-watt power supply now, and lets me work on high power. Okay.
Oh, okay, great. That's great. Yeah, we all have to make our little improvements to. That's one of the things we learn quickly, though, is that when the radio shuts down, if the voltage drops, and you learn that in a hurry, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Well, hey, I'm a slow learner. A man had this fantastic deal for me here. I got this fantastic a power supply for you, real cheap. It turned out to be a 7-amp, and it just wouldn't power everything.
Yeah, well, and you didn't put the pieces together until later. Go, hey, wait a minute, that's not very much.
No, sir, I didn't think about it. I trusted the old rascal, and he kind of giggled as I walked out the door, I guess.
Yeah, now he's a rascal.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of rascals anyhow. I appreciate what you're doing, sir. 7-3, everybody out there, and hope you have a good rest of the week.
Very good. That's David. He's in Reedyville. Good signal in spite of the noise I have at my end here. That's Kilo India 4 November, Delta November. Who else is any place anywhere? No.
KQ4 WIF.
Hello, John. How are you doing? You're home.
How could you guess that?
Well, I don't think you have a remote station, do you?
No, just sitting here on the back porch. We got a lot of rain over on this side of the lake. I mean, it came down pretty good.
Oh, that's what I was saying here in Mount Juliet, where I live here, by right near the interstate. Man, it was pouring down. It was shocking how much water we got in such a short time.
I got a couple comments on the earlier discussion. You left out my neighbor that sat on the end of the driveway in her car pointing the hairdryer at people as they went down the street to slow them down.
Yeah. Hey, I saw one today when I turned on the net tonight. I turned it on, and there was I had always thought it was a good idea, but I didn't know how they would implement it. I always thought it would be a harpoon type device, but something you could roll out underneath the car you're chasing, and it have a grappling hook, and it would grab onto the underbody of the car. They did it and pulled the axle right out from under a car.
Well, that's an alternative. I wish they'd implement something like that. Hey, you were talking about the repeaters in Tampa. We've got a place down there. There's one stream of repeaters that go up and down the coast that's linked, and it's a beautiful network, but you're right, they're never used.
Are you talking about the NI4CE?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, yeah, that thing covers about a third of the state, right in the middle, all up and down the west coast, as well as it can be heard over in Daytona.
You have a little bit of chatter through the day, an occasional chatter in the evening, and I think they've got one net on. I'm trying to think. I've got them down in my book. I think they've got a net on Tuesday and Thursday, but the head count is very minimal on those nets. 15, 20 people.
Yeah, is that an Aries net they do?
That's right.
Yeah, do you know who does that? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I can look in my book and I'll holler back at you.
Yeah, there was one of the kids. I say kids. He was a kid to me, but he used to do that, and I used to rag on him because he did the Aries net on that giant system of repeaters. It covered 5 million square miles. Well, not 5 million, but a lot. And here I did a simplex net from a hospital, just simplex, and we covered about 6 counties and had 40 check-ins every night. And he was getting 6 at the time, 6 and 7 and 8.
Yeah, there's a group of hams in Gainesville. There's a repeater there in Gainesville. I think it's at the university is where the repeater's at. And there's several hams there. Occasionally I can pick up that repeater from the house there. We're in Lutz, so we're north. We're the Land O'Lakes area.
How far north are you? Because I used to live in Lutz.
You know where Duval is, the community?
I think so. I'd have to look because my memory's not. I was down there just for 4 days, just got back, and I realized I didn't know crap about the area anymore. It all just got bigger and weirder.
Yeah, about 1 mile south on Dill Mabry past Walmart.
Okay, it's over on that side.
Yeah, it's a little gated community called Cheval. I can hear that Gainesville repeater occasionally. Can't have an antenna outside, but I take my mag mount and stick it on a pizza pan and put it on the end of a step ladder, and it works fine.
Yeah, you should easily be able to hear that N4TP Tango Papa repeater over in Hillsborough County. That is a pretty big. That's the Tampa Amateur Radio Club.
Oh yeah, you can hear them, but just for the amount of people you made a comment, there's not. There has to be a lot of hams because they got very active during the hurricane, but they just don't. They participate in daily activities.
No, I don't quite get it. I don't know. I guess maybe it's because we're so used to promoting it here. I get disappointed when I go other places.
Well, I had a little bit of good news, and then I'll be quiet. I had one of my Boy Scouts from this summer that took the merit badge class for amateur radio. He got his ticket, and I heard him check in on a net earlier this week.
Oh, great. How old is he?
17 years old.
Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, because I've heard before, so, people as young as maybe 7 or 8 or 9, I think, getting licensed, because that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, I had 18 this summer that earned the merit badge, and let me see, 6 of them tested and passed, and the rest of them, they were just merit badge collecting, of course, but I was happy to see that 6 of them did pass, and it was kind of an honor to hear one of them check in.
Oh yeah, no, it's always good, always good. And you hope if they don't pick it up now, they'll pick it up again later.
That's correct. I'll say 73. Thank you for holding that tonight. Hope you had a good trip down south there. But I've got to get up early in the morning and head to Memphis. So all 73, KQ4 WIF.
Yep, that's John in Hermitage, Kilo, Quebec for Whiskey, India, Foxtrot. Big signal. Of course, he's not that far, so it is a big signal. Who else is any place anywhere? Have we run out, did we? I'm not going to go through the list. It's a very short net tonight. I could, but I'm looking for Scott. Is Scott out there in Laverne?
Oh, man.
Oh, you didn't think I caught you, didn't I?
Okay, well, that is a short list for it, KYSPD.
Well, it's not really as short as I thought it would be, just due to the rain. And but we're good. There's 15 of us in here tonight, so that's kind of a normal for Wednesday nights.
Yeah, that boomer did come through here pretty good. It made a lot of what happened here? Made a lot of noise and gave a lot of rain.
Yeah, it really was. It was one of those frog drowners. It really was.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch this little white parakeet that's flying around, and I was reading up on do parakeets, domesticated ones, survive in the wild, and they say usually not, because of they have problems finding a food source. Well, I have bird feeders in the backyard. Well, he has found the food source, and I got up probably less than a foot away from him today when he was sitting on the bird feeder. I got a bird cage sitting out there also trying to get him to go in it. So I hope he didn't drown.
Yeah, no, he probably knows enough to keep out of the rain, I think. But no, I was going to wonder if he'd put a bird cage out there with food in it, and I don't know how you run out there and slap the door closed.
Well, I thought about that, and I said, you know, I could, like the old box trap there, you know, put a stick with a string.
Yeah, that's right. No, you could do it. It would just be, yeah, catching a bird would be, I don't know how you do that.
You can tell it was somebody's pet because, I mean, he is not scared of me at all. He just doesn't want to be captured yet. So I give it a couple of more days, and I think I'll have him.
Yeah, well, there's also predators, too. There's other birds that'll attack birds like that.
Oh, yeah, these little mockingbirds that we got around here, boy, they give him the devil. They looks like a dog fight up there in the sky.
Yeah, mockingbirds. Well, they're all. The blue jays will do nasty things too. Birds are nice, but they're not all really nice.
No. I think I heard you mention. Did you mention an AM station that can be heard up and down the coast?
No, it's all FM repeaters that were all up and down the coast. Because you figure the coast is easy, really, because it's all low-lying land along the coast, and so the signals will really go up and down easy.
Oh boy, this noise don't sound good coming out of this radio. Sounds like the fan, and it's really barking. Huh.
Well, you sound all right on this end.
Yeah, well, I'm going to shut this down, and we'll try it again. K1S predict.
All right, very good. That was Scott in Laverne with a good signal. But I'm going to run through the list anyway. We're looking now for dilly-dallers, spuddlers, landlubbers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater, good chunkers, shape-shifting, lizard people, moon landing deniers, and those who support the moon landing idea. And then also the aliens on the backside of the moon. It's occupied. And also we have foreign agencies on the backside of the moon doing the mining. Flat earthers, flat earth deniers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, end time survivalists, and the all-time Bigfoot or Yeti believers. Anybody else? I didn't think so. But we're going to go over there unless I hear somebody complain over to 446 415. Is everybody ready for that? All right, then that's where we're going. 446 415 K4PW. Yeah, that was quick since I got it in memory. This is K4PW at 446 415. Looking for check-ins from the west.
KG4ILV.
Hey, Jack. KG4ILV. Thanks for hanging in there for that. Oh, it's already. We spent 53 minutes on 15 people. that's Jack and Donald's. And who else is west? Nobody else west? Lake Redner? Redner Lake? Radnor Lake. Nope. South? Nothing. So east. Alrighty. North.
KQ4 OMI.
Very good. You got KQ4 OMI. That's Daniel there in Hendersonville. Who else?
WB0NOO.
Very good. We got Mark in there. Whiskey Bravo 0 NOO. November Oscar. Oscar. Who else?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Yeah, good signal from everybody on 70 centimeters tonight. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Anybody else?
K4VU1 SPD.
Well, there was about 3 in there, but I got KD4VUW and I got K1 SPD, so that would be Scott, and previous to that was Carlin. Who else? Anybody else besides Scott, Carlin, and where did I just say that? We got Scott, Carlin, and who was the last one? Okay, anybody else out there? And north or anywhere? All right, I wonder where Eric must be out of town. Has Eric been hanging around recently?
I haven't heard him on any of the bands.
Yeah, they probably deported him back to California. They're calling him back. Come back. All right, we're done then, I think. We had a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that was 8. Yeah, it is 8. And we're going to go right over to 28.415, so we'll see you there. unless I hear somebody scream.
I thought I'd let you know that you were the S3 up here.
Oh, cool. It's not too shabby for 70 centimeters.
Oh, no. Most time I can't even hardly hear you. So, anyway, the RF gods are with you tonight. Anyway, K4 Vietnam clear.
Very good. Thanks for the signal report. I'm going over to 28415 right now, K4PW. Oops. All righty, this is K4PW on 28415. Who else we got? Hey, you sound pretty good tonight, Jack. It's KG4ILV and Donaldson. Who else? Anybody anywhere? Okay, I got 2 in there. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta and Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor L. KD4 CVE. Greg in Antioch and Scott in Laverne. Anybody else? A faded signal, but I can still copy well with my headset on. Kilo Quebec 4 Oscar Mike India. It's Daniel in Hendersonville. Who else? Anybody hearing anything I can't? I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A big 5. All righty. Hey, by the way, I saw the movie. My son decided where he wanted to see a movie, so I went with him and his girlfriend to a movie, and it was the one about the 4 superheroes, and it stinks. Okay, don't go see it. Anybody else that got anything else where you move over to 223? All right, we're going to 223-415. See you there. And good night to the rest of the who's ever listening on the YouTube thing. Yeah, have a good night. Appreciate you being there. We're back to the music and the scrolling video pictures. Bye.